and lives in a world of illusions.
What we do here is go back.
Okay, so in the first one, I talked about the dream aspect. That's an idea that it first opened my mind to the idea of everyone being connected, everyone and everything being connected. Often I feel like referred to now as the whole we are one, everything is oneness. But I don't know, maybe I see it the same way and I just don't listen to them on it. I haven't actually gone through and listened to anybody really who talks about oneness like that. I've heard the same idea presented by Buddhism and Taoism and teachings like that. I hear the same type of idea, but it's not taught in the way that people at least make it out to be. Or the people at least that I hear who talk about it make it out to be. In a sense, I guess I'm listening to a bias, but I do think that we are one. And I do think that based off of what I consider fact of you can't have something without an other. You don't have anything if there's nothing to compare it to. You wouldn't know good if there wasn't bad. You can't have one without the other. To think that you can, to me, is an illusion. It's an illusory thought. You're trying to create a world where something can exist on its own completely. In a sense, that is, I guess, true. I don't know how to word it. I say in the sense that behind whatever you see as a end of the same pole, north and south, east, west, set two ends of the same pole, you are the one pole. But that goes to the point where it's you are now the one pole can't be separated from anything behind it. Otherwise to me it doesn't know that it's a pole. It just is. You don't know who you are without someone other than you. Alan Watts had once said something along the lines of, I did it on Keek too. Alan Watts had once said something along the lines of, I on me and other on you. You I on you and other on me. We are the same. I'm both I and other. I and you. You on me and I on you. I on me and you on you. But we're both I, we're both you. It just depends on what context you're looking at it in. But you can't have one without the other. There is no I. There is no me without you. There is no... That would mean that explicitly we are thus and so. On the outside, we're as different can be. But internally, we go together. Why? Because you can't have one without the other. I haven't seen this disproven, so I'm not going to argue that this is absolute truth because nobody can prove it wrong. But to me, I believe this to be true because I haven't seen it proved wrong. And this is with going out and testing it and considering it's pretty easy to test. You wouldn't know that something's there without nothing in between it. It's the space between the bars that holds the line. But we don't generally think like that. We're not taught to think in that way. We are taught to think in a way that separates everything, that puts this here and that there, and they're not at all connected. You remove the connection that's there between those things. That's how we're generally taught to think. But I don't think that way. There are ways, obviously, where that's useful, but I see it as it's useful for some time. You have to know when not to do that. This idea is very embedded in my thinking, and you'll hear it played out through the other things that I'll share on things like ego and God and things like that. But this is one of the great illusions, I think. It's the separateness of everything. Thinking that it's actually separate and missing the implicit unity that's there. Because without it, you wouldn't have either. Have a good one.
Really, the fundamental, ultimate mystery, the only thing you need to know to understand the deepest metaphysical secrets is this: that for every outside, there is an inside, and for every inside, there is an outside. And although they are different, they go together. There is, in other words, a secret conspiracy between all insides and all outsides, and the conspiracy is this: to look as different as possible, and yet underneath to be identical, because you don't find one without the other. Like Tweedledum and Tweedledee agreed to have a battle. Note that, agreed. So there is a secret. What is esoteric, what is profound, and what is deep is what we will call the implicit. What is obvious and on the open is what we will call the explicit. And I and my environment, you and your environment, are explicitly as different could be. But implicitly, you go together. And this is discovered by the scientist when he tries, as the whole art of science is to describe what happens exactly. And when he describes exactly what you do, he finds out that your behavior is not something that can be separated from the behavior of the world around you. He realizes then that you are something that the whole world is doing. Just as when the sea has waves on it, all right, the sea, the ocean is waving. And so each one of us is a waving of the whole cosmos, the entire works, all there is. And with each one of us, it's waving and saying, yoo-hoo, here I am. Only it does it differently each time, because variety is the spice of life.